Hi everyone, my name is Ashley from Posh Crochet Patterns. Today's tutorial is a beginner-friendly pattern. I will show you the easiest way to make this beautiful heart on this single crochet square. In part 1 of this tutorial, we made our heart graph right here. We made this in the first video. You can find that video on my YouTube channel. It's called How to Make a Crochet Heart Graph. Please follow along and watch that video before watching this tutorial. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. That would be really wonderful if you do. Thank you. For this tutorial, you will need your heart graph, your crochet square base. You also need your yarn needle for stitching in your heart. You will also need your yarn for your heart. I am using Yarn Bee Louisiana Blush. This is a very soft, pretty furry yarn. I purchased at Hobby Lobby. And for my crochet base, I'm using Premier Just Yarn Worsted in white. To begin, first we need our crochet square. I went ahead and took the liberty in marking with a marker on each stitch of the heart from our heart graph that we drew in part 1 to make it a little easier. Just in case if you have a hard time, I would recommend doing this. What I did was I went to row 6 because we are going to stitch in our first stitch on the 15th stitch of row 6. So what I did was I marked row 6 with this string of yarn. I counted over to the 15th stitch. I inserted a yarn needle just like this to help me, and I colored it in. And if you watched the first video, then you know that as we go up, we increase by 1 on each side of the heart, all the way up until row 14. Row 14, we stop increasing, and then for 4 more rows, we just go straight up and we just follow along. So if you look at your heart graph, you will see how it goes up and then you decrease by 1 here and then by 1 here. But you leave the 15th stitch open on row 18, 19, and then on 20, you leave stitch 14, 15, and 16 open. So that is why I colored this in. That way it would help be a guide for me. So let's begin. We need our yarn and our yarn needle. We will go in from the back. I'm going to go and right here, we'll pull this through. Leave a nice little yarn tail in the back. Then we will insert it from the front to the back. And all we really want to do is we want to cover up each of those stitches that's in the heart graph. I'm going to do that again until I cover that up completely. Sometimes you got to hold the yarn too so it doesn't pull. I'm going to go under there. Cover that up nicely. Then I'm going to do that one more time. Yarn I'm working with can be a little difficult at times, but it's very pretty. Very, very pretty. Okay, that's good. I have that completely covered up on stitch 15 on row 6. So on row 7, we got to cover up 14, 15, and 16. So I'm going to go back up right there from behind. And then I'm going to come down at an angle. Oops. So I'm covering that up nicely. I go back in from behind. And I'm going to continue to do this process across for the next 2 stitches until I get that covered up nicely. Sometimes I have to go over it twice. It's a nice, fun little project to do, especially for Valentine's Day. I was definitely feeling inspired since Valentine's Day is coming up. I'm actually making this to be a door stopper. So hopefully it works out. I've always wanted one. Always wanted a door stopper. You know, I've seen them at the stores, you know, in the home decor section. I've always wanted one. So I'm not for sure exactly how I'm going to make my door stopper, but I'm thinking that I will get a small bag of sand maybe. I was thinking beans would work too, right? Like a small bag of beans. So hopefully that works out really nicely for me. But I do know this would be pretty as a blanket. So if you make a bunch of these and then stitch them all together on the sides, I think that would be really pretty. Especially with this yarn. This yarn is so pretty and soft. Like, I love this yarn. It reminds me of fur. See, so we just continue to do this. Sometimes it might get just a little stuck, but you can just give it a little tug. See? And then I'm just going to work my way across the row here. I think after I finish this row, I think I will meet you further on up. Maybe right here on, what is that row? 14. So I will meet you all back up on row 14. And then we'll do a little bit more together. Yeah. So see how nice? It'll be so pretty. Okay, I will meet you all back up on row 14. Hi everyone. I told you I'd meet you back on, let's see, row 14. So this is what I got so far. And I will say, I was able to fly right through this since I marked the stitches with the marker. The first time around, it took me a little bit longer to get this far into it, but this is what it looks like so far. It's nice, pretty, fluffy yarn, and this is what it will look like when it's done. So right now we are right here on row 14. So yeah, we're almost done. So I'm going to go in from behind, just like I showed you before. Pull it through. And pull that through. And that is how we will cover up each stitch. So you just continue to do that all the way across on each row. Oops. Filling the heart in. And you could also do this on a knitted square as well. Or you can make a half double crochet square or a double crochet square and then do the same stitching pattern. Or you can use that heart graph, to change colors. Instead of stitching in the heart, just change the colors. You can use it for that too. So I'm just making sure I'm covering up each stitch so you can't see it. And then when we get done with this row, I will pause the video and meet you back let's see, up here, so let's see, that's 14, 15, 16, 17, row 17, and we'll do this top heart of the heart together. Oh, that was a little tough one. Okay, so I'll see we're at the end, so it's going to come in at an angle. Maybe come over here like that. Cover that stitch up real good. Okay, so there we go. That's row 14, I believe it is. 14's done. So the next 4 rows will just go straight up. Just go straight up, and then we come over and go down 1 and go up like that. So what I'm going to do is once I get right here, I'm just going to go back and forth like this. And then I'll cut the yarn, and then I'll come back over here, and I'll go up. Well, I'll go back and forth like that. But I will meet you back on, let's see, it's row, once we complete row 17 to prepare for row 18. I will meet you back then. Welcome back, everyone. We are on row 18, and I ended up on the left side of the heart. So now all we have to do is just finish our heart up. And I want to thank everyone for watching the video all the way through. I really appreciate that. I'm definitely trying to hit that mark, that well, actually it's 100,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So if you could kindly like and subscribe and even share so others can view my videos, I would really appreciate that. I'm going to get this heart finished up. And I hope that this was easy to follow along. And I hope everybody has a beautiful, wonderful heart that they finished. You just follow along the graph that we made, and it will end up looking just like mine. Okay, thank you again for watching my video. See you next time.